Hi, it's been a little while since I've made a video, and since I figure I've been working at Ulta for about 2 months now, it's about time for me to make a video about it. And also, I know when I was going through the process of interviewing, I was so curious as to the interview process and also what it's like to work there. And so hopefully this will be another resource video for those of you looking. I'll try to give you as much information as I can, and I'll give you my thoughts and feelings on working at Ulta and kind of, typical stuff that happens. Any opinions expressed in here are my own. They don't represent the company, so I don't get in trouble. No, I'm not trying to say that I'm representing the company at all. These are just my opinions. So let's go through the interview process first, and then I'll talk about what it's like to work there. So first, I found the application for Ulta online. They don't do in-person applications, any paper applications. So it's all online. So if you ever go into the store, they're just going to tell you to go on the website and look. They might be able to tell you if they're hiring, although typically it's easier just to find out online. Although when I was looking, the actual website for Ulta didn't have the positions listed, but LinkedIn did. And so sometimes look at the different job boards and you can find the positions more easily. LinkedIn is really great. I totally suggest creating a profile there. It makes it a lot easier sometimes to pre-populate applications. And then Indeed and Monster and a couple of other job boards may have had them too. I found it through LinkedIn, but I think the other ones may have had it. I did write a cover letter. It's kind of funny writing a cover letter for Ulta, but get used to writing cover letters. It definitely makes you stand out. I'm not sure anybody else wrote a cover letter, so I guess that helps in my favor. And make sure your resume looks nice and professional. And so I submitted that, and 4 days later, I submitted it on a Monday, and then on Thursday, I got a call asking for an interview, and that interview was for the following Tuesday. So 8 days after I applied online, I had my interview in person. And there are a lot of different experiences with the interviews. Some people had group interviews, other people have individual interviews. Sometimes they're less long, sometimes they're short. Sometimes people got hired on the spot, sometimes other people didn't, It's all going to be different depending on who's interviewing you and the location and everything, but hopefully this will give you a general idea of what questions they might ask. As far as what to wear, their dress code is, a lot of people say it's all black. It's actually black and white, but you have to wear black pants, black shoes, and you can wear like white shirts, although makeup gets all on them, so most of the girls wear mostly white. Sometimes I wear like a white camisole, but I usually wear black. But for me, I would suggest if you're going to go the all black, do maybe try wearing a shirt that isn't black. I have a black and white shirt that's a little graphic, and it has a like black and white graphic pattern, and it's really pretty. And so I wore that with another black camisole that I have and just some pants, and I wore some black flats, and I think I wore black socks. I don't remember. But it was black and all black and professional, and so it makes it kind of nice, So that's what I did for my clothing. Try very hard to get a lint roller or keep your clothes away from your pets. I have a dog and a cat, and oh my goodness, the fur gets on everything. When I got ready, and actually now when I get ready, I put on my clothes and then I put a robe on over it, and then I did my hair and then my makeup so that none of it would get on my clothing. I still do that now. You will want to make sure your hair looks nice and your makeup looks nice, and not just usually interview makeup and hair, but do your hair. I would do your hair pretty subdued. I did like a side braid, although probably a ponytail would have been fine. And then you want to do a full face of makeup. Don't do any maybe crazy colors with your eyes. But I just did some browns, and I put foundation on, some lipstick, and it was fine. And I wore some earrings, and I don't know if I wore a necklace, but I think I wore some earrings. But just make sure your makeup looks nice. Don't be intimidated if you don't really know how to do makeup. I didn't either. I looked it all up the week leading up to the interview, actually a few days leading up to the interview. How the hell do I do my makeup? So I just looked it up. I bought, it's called the Nudes palette by Maybelline. It has, I think, 12 different nude colors, and it's amazing. It works pretty much for everybody. So I would recommend that if you have no idea where to start. And you know, you can just look up a few tutorials, do your makeup, do it several times. I did several trials because, oh my goodness, I made myself look terrible several times before I figured out how to do it. But you'll pick it up pretty quick. So for one thing, you're going to be doing your makeup every day when you go to work because you are supposed to do your makeup. It kind of depends. I mean, today I actually didn't wear any foundation. I got called into work I got called in at like 8:20. She's like, can you do me a favor? We need somebody from 10 to 1. So I was only working for a few hours, so I figured I'd, you know, come back and do the video. But so I didn't do any foundation. I did my eyes and my eyebrows, and I put some concealer on and some lipstick, but I didn't do any foundation. I would probably do foundation for the interview, but you can get away with a lot there. Also, you have access to all the makeup there, so you can just do makeup when you're there. But anyway, interview. Back to the interview. So when I got there, I asked for one of the managers. She gave me her name, and we went, and she only actually asked me a few questions. One of the main ones is, what is your favorite prestige brand? Or favorite prestige products. And if you don't know the difference, prestige are the more high-end makeups and skincare products and things like that, like Bare Minerals, Urban Decay, Tarte, Too Faced, all those sorts of ones that are kind of expensive. And then mass is the stuff you can find in the drugstore and at the grocery stores, like, you know, your Sally Hansen and your Revlon and your L'Oreal, all that. So they'll ask you prestige because they want to see if you actually have taken the time to learn a little bit. And what I suggest is if you really don't use any of it, at least look it up and find out which one is your favorite. And you could also be honest and say, you know, I don't actually know, but I'm so curious to learn about it. Although you can fake it, it's okay. Fortunately, I had used Bare Minerals for my wedding, so I was able to talk about that. And also OPI nail polish and China Glaze nail polish are in the prestige section, the prestige nail or the salon nail. So I was talking about those, so that was fine. Just make sure you're passionate when you're talking about it. It shows that you really like makeup. And since I have an MBA, she actually asked about that. And so questions may be a little more specific to you depending on who the manager is. She also asked, like, do you like working with customers? How do you handle them? And really, most of the questions were about how you would react in certain situations. But there weren't that many of the, my interview lasted like 15 minutes, I think. But it's just, you know, general getting to know you, making sure you're passionate about it. The biggest question is, why do you want to work at Ulta? And hopefully it's not just because I want money. And even though, yeah, it's a retail job, I find that is a little bit better than some of the other retail places just because of what it is. It's makeup, and not a lot of people are getting upset when they're shopping for makeup versus going to the grocery store or anything else like that. So it's not too bad. But I want to work at Ulta because it does make you feel good when you can make somebody else feel good. You know, you do their makeup or find something that works for them. You know, it's just nice. And so that, you know, your typical questions, your typical interview questions, but definitely the two that are definitely specific is, what's your favorite prestige product? You can have prestige and mass, what type of products you like. Keep a short list because you don't want to be rambling on forever. And then also, why do you want to work at Ulta? Specifically, why do you want to work at Ulta? And if you can nail those questions, you should be fine. I was called back. They said I was supposed to know by Friday. I didn't know back until Saturday. They offered me a job. But some people have been hired on the spot. I was working when they were interviewing another girl, and she was hired on the spot. And so it just depends on the manager, what they feel like. I know there were a couple other candidates, so I actually beat out a couple people, which makes me happy. But yeah, so those hopefully will help you out a little bit with Ulta, getting the interview and doing it. Now, as for working at Ulta, I like working at Ulta compared to other retail. It's still retail. I would still very much prefer to be doing not retail. But as far as retail is concerned, it's not as bad as some other retail positions. The makeup, again, people are happy usually when they're buying makeup, and if you can help them find something, they're even happier. And we have a really great rewards program. It doesn't cost any money. It's just points. Almost everybody has a card, and it makes it work really well. We wear headsets, so you can actually call a manager or call somebody else for help. Like, hey, there's a customer who wants to talk to you or something. You can just talk instead of I used to work at Big Lots, and we just had to call on the phone. We had to do a PA announcement like manager to the front desk, and that's really it interrupts the customer experience, and it's just a pain in the butt. So let's see what else working there. I was hired in the middle of January, and I think their calendar year actually runs from February to January, because at the very end of January I got a ton of hours. I mean, I'm part-time, but I think I got like 20 some odd hours in a week, and then the next week hit, and I've been getting 4 to 6 hours a week consistently for the next 2 months after that. So, and that seems very typical. I've noticed that in a lot of my research for Ulta, when you're a new hire, it seems like they hire maybe 1 or 2 more people than they need to, but it's good because they do need to have a good pool of candidates to pull from, like, can you come in? Oh no, you can't. Can you come in? But it seems like when you're first starting out, you're only going to be getting probably less than 10 hours a week. And so that's something to consider when you're working here, that you may not get the hours and you may have to work another job if you actually need this job for income. In 2 months, I don't think I've made even $1,000 yet. Barely, probably not even $500, honestly. So you're not going to live on it. Just working at Ulta, you're not going to live on it, but it will give you experience, and it's something to supplement your income if you're already working somewhere else. What's nice is they pay above minimum. Not like, super high above minimum, but certainly better than, just your minimum wage job. Like, I think if you got like seasonal position at Macy's or something, you're going to get, $7.50 an hour. They pay better than that. And it's different if I'm just a beauty advisor, so I'm the lowest. It's beauty advisor, but I'm basically a cashier. And I do advise on beauty products and stuff, but the people that you see who are doing the makeup on you when you go in, those are prestige advisors, and they're specifically working in prestige. They'll sometimes do cashiering as well. I mean, everybody's pretty cross-trained on that. I even have to do some prestige stuff sometimes when there's nobody in prestige. But yeah, I'm basically a cashier. You will learn where everything is slowly. I still have no idea where most things are. And it's okay. Just ask, hey, where is this product located? And they'll direct you, and you can show the customer. So you might be a little intimidated when you first get there if you get hired, because it is a lot to learn as far as the products are concerned. Mostly, I don't know every single thing about the products. Usually I'll pick up, like, hey, does this do this? And I'll pick up the box and be like, yep, it does that. Or I'll read it and it says, it doesn't say it does. I said, oh, can you find me a product that does? And I'll be like, yeah, do we have a product that does this? And then I'll go find one for them. And I haven't had anybody say, like, oh, you're not knowledgeable. We have probably thousands of products in the store, and ours is a smaller store, so nobody's gotten too mad. I enjoy the customers. Mostly they're pretty good. We're in a mall. Most Ultas are standalone, but we're actually in a mall, and we're a smaller store. So we get a lot of kids coming in. Not kids, but teenagers. So they come in a lot. But it's nice because you do get the prestige people, but you also get the mass people. I prefer that situation because I imagine working at Sephora, you might get a lot of people that say, this is so expensive. Oh my goodness. But I don't know. I haven't worked at Sephora, so I don't know. I don't have anything at Sephora, and we actually send people there a lot because we don't carry a lot of things that they do, and they don't carry things that we do. And so at least it's like, oh, we don't carry this, but you can go down to Sephora in the JCPenney and get it. So that's nice. So they don't have to travel too far, and usually they're pretty understanding. Let's see. My managers are all fine. I don't have a problem with them. It's all women that work there. I mean, I don't think they have a problem with hiring men. It's just that most men probably don't apply. Actually, the Sephora in the mall, I think a man is a manager, and he's really nice. But we don't have any men working at our Ulta. But if you're a man and you want to apply, I'm sure they'd be happy to have you. But there aren't too many men that come in the store, and I'm sure that the women feel more comfortable talking with other women, and that may be another factor in their hiring process. I don't think they discriminate. I think it's just that not a lot of men apply. Let's see. You're gonna have to get comfortable with the idea that you're gonna have to apply makeup on other people, and usually the only thing you actually have to do is color matching, and that's really easy. You just take a little brush and you brush it on their cheek and you see if it works. But sometimes you'll get customers like, yeah, can you show how to apply this? It's okay to admit that you don't know how to do it, and usually the customers are pretty understanding. It's like, I haven't really done this before, but let's try it out. You know, be happy about it, be positive, and the customer will feel like, all right, let's try this out. And so just be really positive when you're working there. Let's see. One of the things that I dislike is that unless you're working a really long shift, like 7 or 8 hours, you're not going to get a lunch. We're supposed to, once you work 6 hours, I think you're supposed to get a lunch. And because a lot of times on podcasts, did you take all your lunch breaks? No. We don't often get lunch. And it's not because they don't want to give us lunch. It's because we don't have enough staff. We're short-staffed a lot. And so I would make sure that you've eaten well before you go. And make sure you've had enough water so you don't pass out. But understand that you may not be eating throughout your shift. It depends on the day, though, because sometimes if it's a slower day, like if it's during the week, but you've got like a bunch of people in there, you'll get a lunch. So it just really depends, but be aware that you may not get a lunch. But you may also not get long shifts. It just depends on what it is working there. The other thing, I like it, but I don't like it, is that I want to buy everything. We do get a discount. It's a, I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say how much a discount it is, but we do get a discount. It's a good discount, and I think we have days where even it's an even better discount. But I haven't been working long enough to get one of those. But it was awesome because last week we had this Urban Decay ammo palette, which I think is pretty much sold out everywhere. I think Urban Decay was getting rid of them, and they had it was called a hot buy. Now we can't use our discount on the beauty steals, but hot buys we can use them. And they had the ammo palette, which I don't have any Urban Decay products except for I think I have the eyeshadow primer. Oh, and I have an eyeliner, but that's for my wedding. But anyway, but I didn't have any the Urban Decay palettes, like the naked palettes. You know, they're so pretty, but they're so expensive. But the ammo palette was $16, and I got it for even cheaper than that because of my discount. And we sold out so quickly because it's normally $34, and we're selling it for $16 because it was a one-time thing. And 3 hours later, they were all gone. So I was lucky I got one when I did. And it's so pretty, and I love it. I'm actually wearing it right now. It lasts forever. Oh my goodness. Urban Decay eyeshadow is amazing. It's expensive, but it works. Oh, also the primer potion. Get the primer potion. That's so good. But yeah, so it's hard not to want to buy everything. I always want to buy all the stuff. And we have clearance, and our discounts work on the clearance. Oh my goodness. We buy so much stuff. I don't. I've been good. I don't think I've spent more than maybe $20 or $30 there since I've started working. But since I've been there, we have, managers and stuff and other people, they've spent hundreds of dollars on stuff. You know, they get their discounts or they have like the double or triple points months. And oh my goodness. Oh, yeah. I would recommend that if you've never been to an Ulta before, or if you don't have a rewards card, get a rewards card before you even sign up. Go to Ulta if you haven't been there and you're applying. Seriously, if you've never been to one and you're applying for the job, you're probably not going to get it because you will have no idea what's going on. So go to your local Ulta. It's really fun. You can find really cheap stuff if you're like me and have a hard time going into a store and not finding something. They have really cheap stuff. Usually clearance is in the back, so just ask them. We're nice. We don't bite. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say. Oh, I'll show you my outfit. It's just I have pants nice pants. I have a shirt, like a blouse on. You can't wear a polo shirt, even though it's professional. That's not, you can't wear a polo shirt. I asked. And then this is a button-up cardigan. I actually like the button-ups because of the temperature variance in the stores. Sometimes it'll be really cold, and sometimes it'll be really hot, so I like to button up. Oh, also, there are some things online about you have to have your nails a certain way or your hair a certain way. My Ulta doesn't care. You can wear your hair in a ponytail, whatever, as long as it's fine. As long as it's nice, you're fine. Nails, I mean, I think they want them to look nice, but they don't really pay much attention. I've got some chips on my nails. Don't be too worried about it. When you do your interview, though, make sure it looks nice. Oh, and last thing, too. When you work there, you're gonna have to get a clear bag. The one they give you is actually a lot smaller. They'll give you one, but it's a little bit smaller. And then they have clear lockers. And I think you have to share lockers with people. At least I do at mine. So you may not be able to get a giant bag. But yeah, you'll want a clear bag. And this is because of employee theft. It doesn't look like we had any incidents at our location, but they're trying to discourage theft because we've got so many expensive products that they want to be doubly and triply sure that we're not going to take anything. But I mean, we could get good discounts, so it's okay. Supposedly, you might get, maybe you've heard of gratis, which is the free, free products and stuff. Those are mostly for the managers. The vendors will send free merchandise for people who did training, and usually the people who do training are the managers. And that's not like they're discriminating against the associates. That's just how it is. And so when you're first employed, they do actually give you some coupons for free stuff. It's like the Ulta brand stuff. So you'll get that, and you get like a full day of beauty, which you can get your nails, you can get a manicure, your hair done, and you can get a skin treatment. I actually haven't done any of it yet because I'm growing my hair out, so I haven't actually needed to get my hair cut, and I don't like gel nail polish. And I've been lazy and haven't scheduled anything. But don't go here working through, you're going to get free stuff. You probably won't actually get a lot of free stuff for a while. But, it's not a bad job for retail. I certainly prefer it to when I worked at Big Lots. And I know I don't want to work at like a grocery store or something like that where there's angry customers. And you'll get upset customers, but I just call my manager. It's like, yeah, can you come to the front? And I'm just super happy and bubbly. It's really hard for them to be mad at me. I will customer service the crap out of them and be like, oh, hi, oh, yes, of course. Like, let me take care of that for you. Like, oh, can you come to the front? It's, yeah, you're fine. Anyway, I hope this helped. Sorry it's kind of rambly, but hopefully it helped with the interview, what it's like working there. Yeah, again, these are my own opinions, so Ulta, don't get mad at me for this. Anyway, if you have any questions and I'm able to answer them, because I can't give like company secrets away. I don't actually know what constitutes a company secret. That's why I didn't tell you how much my discount was. But yeah, if you have any comments, just put them in the comments below and I'll answer you if I can. And yeah, I will see you later.